Hey everybody! Justin Cener here. How's it going? This is going to be an incredibly valuable video for you. I'm going to show you everything you need to jump right into using Facebook ads for e-commerce, and I'm going to show you how to do it the right way. And you see the agenda on the screen. We're going to cover everything. I'm going to tell you why we use Facebook ads, and I'll even show you how to set up a brand new account. We'll go over all the different setups, the targeting, the objectives, the budgets, campaign budget optimization. You'll see it all live over the shoulder, and I'll take you through a new ad. We'll go step by step, not only into the ad creation process, but what happens afterwards when we want to go ahead and take a look at the reports and the data and all that great stuff. And without a doubt, Facebook ads is the most important skill an entrepreneur can have right now. And all you need to do is just follow along with this free training. Let's first talk about e-commerce paid traffic sources. And of course, there's Facebook ads. That's what we're going to focus on today. And Instagram ads and Facebook ads, they actually are basically the same thing. They're both going to be done through the same platform. Of course, Facebook owns Instagram. So you'll actually be able to run your paid Instagram ads through Facebook. So everything that I'm going to be showing you here today, not only does it work for Facebook, but it works equally well for Instagram. And obviously both of those are very similar. They're going to be social media, social networks, where we're going to be able to run very specific targeting to reach our customers. You have Instagram influencers as well. This is a little bit different, right? This isn't exactly a paid ad through a platform. This would be working directly with an Instagram influencer to drive traffic. YouTube ads, very, very popular, kind of similar to Facebook ads, of course, just on YouTube, obviously all video. We've got paid partnerships. It's kind of your traditional type of partnership where you both benefit from it. Google ads definitely still works. A nice way to scale over there. Google shopping ads work. Email buys, when you get into someone's email list or you buy an email list. Paid press, right? Actually getting, networks like Forbes to write about you, but typically just cost a couple $100s for them to do it. And of course, there's way more on the paid side of things. On the organic side of things, we have social media, right? In organic, we're talking about free or earned traffic, stuff we're not necessarily directly paying for. So, of course, you have Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, TikTok, whatever the networks that your customers are on, that's where you should be on as well. Organic traffic isn't really significant right now on social media. Once you build a really big following, it can become significant, but for social media, we're really going to be focusing on ads, especially on Facebook and Instagram. You've got blogging, you've got partnerships, you've got affiliates, right? These are all great ways to drive free or organic traffic. Legitimate press, right? Not ones where you'd have to pay for, right? That's a really great organic source. Search engine optimization, SEO, right? Search engine traffic being found on Google. That's the ultimate type of free traffic. Word of mouth, right? People just literally sharing, referring you. And of course, there's way more. These are some of the different organic traffic sources that are out there for e-commerce. But why do we use Facebook ads for e-com, right? Why does every single big store focus on Facebook ads? Why does every single guru talk about Facebook ads? Why is every tutorial focused on Facebook ads? Well, simply because it's the best platform out there to reach your perfect customer, right? When it comes to actually finding your perfect customer and finding them well, being very specific, having laser targeted audiences, not wasting any money, going directly after who you think is your best of the best potential customer, you're going to use Facebook ads, right? And Instagram ads, they fall under Facebook ads. So when I talk about Facebook ads, we can kind of interchange Facebook and Instagram at the same time. In fact, we could run ads on both of those platforms at the same time using the exact same setup. But the bottom line is your customers are on social media, period, end of story, right? They are 100% on social media. Facebook has billions of users. Instagram has hundreds of millions of users, maybe a billion users at this point. Your customers exist on these social networks. So that means you need to be playing there. And of course, in an ideal world, we could just make a post on our fan page and get 10,000 customers, but it doesn't work that way. We need to be running ads. And Facebook has billions of users, but even more importantly, they have trillions of data points, right? And the really interesting part about this is we all built this for Facebook ourselves, right? We put in there our age and our college and our job and our interests, and we started liking all these pages and we started clicking on all these links. We provided Facebook with all of these data points. And now luckily for us as marketers, Facebook is going to go ahead and share that data with us, and that's how you do the quote unquote targeting on your Facebook ads, right? Facebook has trillions of data points about us, about all their users, about our interests, about what we do. They share this inside of the Facebook ads platform. and we can go ahead and do targeting, or we can find our audiences. We can create laser targeted, super specific audiences based on all of those data points. Right? That's why Facebook ads work so well. That's why it's the #1 way to drive traffic for e-commerce, because we can get so specific because Facebook knows everything about us. Right? It's scary to think that, but it's true. And as marketers, we want to take advantage of that. So here's the old way of doing ads. And I'm not here to completely talk down on Google ads. I use Google ads myself, but definitely not for testing, definitely not for the same purposes. I'll scale on Google ads, I'll retarget on Google ads. But Google AdWords, pay-per-click, the kind of old way of online ads, we've kind of moved past that. So this is the old way, right? You're going to bid on keywords. So let's say you're selling dog t-shirts. You'll go to Google AdWords and you'll bid on dog t-shirts, dog hoodies, puppy t-shirts, gifts for dog lovers. You'll bid on all those keywords, right? And you literally will have to wait for users to search. And of course, there's tens of thousands of searches on popular keywords, so you're not going to be waiting long. But this is a very expensive strategy. This is also a strategy that ignores a huge percent of your audience, right? And why is that? Well, PPC, pay-per-click, Google AdWords, this is basically a process where you have someone out there looking for a product, right? They have buying intent. And this is not a bad thing, but this limits your audience, right? You only are reaching people who already know that they want to go buy something or they want to go search for something, right? If there are 1 million dog searches for, let's say, dog t-shirts per month on Google, that doesn't mean there are only 1 million people in the world that want to buy your dog t-shirts, right? We're ignoring a huge percentage of the audience. We're basically saying, okay, we're only going after people that are looking to buy. And of course, those people are valuable. But what about the 75 million other people in the United States that love dogs? Don't we want to reach them as well? Aren't we limiting our upside tremendously if we're only advertising on Google, right? Because basically they'll come to our website, they'll purchase, right? But we're only hitting this small percentage of audience, right? Those with buying intent. And I'm not saying that Google AdWords has no place in e-commerce. It definitely does. I personally use it myself. But Facebook ads, Instagram ads is where you're going to start. It's where you're going to make most of your money. It's where you're going to scale. It's where you're going to test. It's where you're going to find your buyers, and not just that small percentage who have buying intent. We're going to reach the entire audience based on the data points that I mentioned that Facebook has. So we're not going to do this anymore, right? The old way is out. We're not going to do pay-per-click. We're not going to limit our audience to only a very small percentage of people who are out there searching. We want to go after everyone, and we're going to use Facebook ads to do it. And Facebook ads, Instagram ads, like I said, they're kind of interchangeable. You're going to be able to just simply select Instagram as another placement for your ads, and I'll show you all this over the shoulder. But the process is so simple with Facebook ads, okay? We're going to set super specific targeting. Okay, we're going to go after people. Let's say, let's stick with the dog example. Let's say we have a store for dog lovers. Maybe it's dropship products. Maybe it's print on demand. Maybe it's a custom product that we made ourselves. It doesn't matter. We're going to set super specific targeting. Right? Are we going to target people that like cats? No. Are we going to target people that need to get their taxes done? No. Are we going to target people that are recently newlyweds? No. Now, these are all things that you can target on Facebook, but why would you want to? We want to set super specific targeting. And we're not just searching based on keyword searches or Google searches. We're searching on things like interests, right? And this is where it gets so powerful, right? We could set super specific targeting and be seen by the perfect customers. We run ads to our store. So we have a dog store. We run ads to people inside of our super specific targeting. And the only people inside of our specific targeting is going to be people who love dogs. Now, there are lots of different ways to find these people, to group these people, to test these people. And that's kind of the real magic of Facebook ads, really laser targeting your audience, not only just for the niche, but even inside the niche, right? What type of people who like dogs are the best type of customers? You'll be able to figure all that out with Facebook. But from a 10,000 foot overview, the way that you need to think about it is we're going to set very specific targeting, and then we're going to show our website to those people. It's not people who are searching out dog products. It's people that we know, based on the targeting options, love dogs. Right? And again, Facebook has all of that information about all of us. So this becomes very, very easy. It's only a two-step process. Set the targeting, run the ads. And again, I'll walk you through every single process. We'll go over the shoulder. I'll actually show you. We'll build a sample ad together and do the targeting and all that great stuff. But a very simple process, right? We're going after 100% of the audience here, not just people who are out there searching. We're going after people that like the niche, that love the niche, that are passionate about the niche, and Facebook gives us that data inside of the Facebook Ads Manager to go ahead and do all that. So you could think about your Facebook profile, right? And think about all these data points. This is a good kind of way to really see just how powerful Facebook can be. And you got this random guy, this is a sample guy, we'll call him John. And John likes a couple pages about dogs. Okay, and guess what? Facebook is tracking that. And John has also visited a couple websites and clicked on links about dog food. And John has also posted some photos about dogs on his profile. Facebook tracks all of it, right? And Facebook is literally capturing data points about every single action you do, not only on Facebook, but off of Facebook as well. That's why the Facebook Pixel is so important. And now Facebook has a really great understanding of this guy, John, right? John loves dogs. John probably has a dog. John posts pictures of dogs. John clicks links to websites about dogs. So when you want to go out and find people that like dogs, John is going to be in your audience. And there are going to be over 75 million people in this very specific dog audience. So when you want to go out there and build that specific audience, it's not just about people searching, right? John might not have ever made a search for dogs. He might not be actively looking for a product, but guess what? We get to put our products right in front of him in a medium that he's already comfortable with, right? Facebook, Instagram, right? And those are some of the advantages, actually. The fact that we get to be where he already is, right? We know that he's on Facebook, and Facebook knows all this about him. We're really just connecting the dots, and Facebook makes it incredibly easy. So if you give Facebook all this information as a user, now we as a marketer, or we as marketers, get to tap into this information to create those super specific audiences. So with Facebook ads, you can reach your perfect customer where they already are. Right? They're already spending time on Facebook. They're already spending time on Instagram. All we need to do is simply customize the audience to only include people that fit into our quote-unquote perfect customer. We need to find people that are most likely to buy. We need to we need to create audiences and run ads to those people. Very, very, very straightforward, right? You can think of it in this idea. You have a product that is made for dog lovers. There are 75 million dog lovers on Facebook. Let's connect. Right? That's it. There are 65 million cat lovers on Facebook. You want to build a cat store? You already know that you can reach those people through Facebook ads. Right? It's incredibly powerful. It's simply marketing 101. It's just matching up your product with the right customer. And there are a lot more customers out there than just people who are making Google searches. Right? Keep that in mind. So how about some advantages of Facebook ads? Well, they're native ads. What does that mean? Well, basically it means that the ad doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. Go to let's say a blog or a news website and you see banner ads, right? Banner ads are the opposite of native ads, right? They really don't fit into the ecosystem. But with Facebook ads, and I'll show you an example in a second, you could just be scrolling through your news feed and you see another photo or another video, and sure, it says sponsored in really small text, but you really don't see the difference or feel the difference between ads and normal posts. They're just native posts. They're native ads. They fit into the ecosystem of Facebook and Instagram, and that's why they work so well. Obviously, Facebook and Instagram are very visual mediums, so we're not dealing with text ads like Google. We can actually showcase, a lot of times with video, we could showcase our product with great detail. Low budgets are available. There's no contracts, right? We can start with $5 a day for most of our ads. Really, really cheap to test, which means we don't have to invest a lot. We could let Facebook kind of work their magic, look at the data, and then make decisions based on very small budgets. So very powerful for the entrepreneur, especially one who's just starting, because you could start with small budgets. It's a self-serve platform, meaning you don't need to deal with anyone. You don't need to have a rep. You don't need to call someone. You literally just do it all through the ads manager. I'm going to show you that over the shoulder. Insane amounts of data, right? I've talked about that really a lot throughout this point. We provide Facebook with so much data. We click on links. We like pages. We interact with brands, right? All of this information is being served up to marketers, which is great for us now that we want to run ads. The Facebook pixel is super important. I'm going to talk about that, but this is really one of the big advantages of using Facebook. The pixel makes your ads work a lot better, and again, I'll explain that in a little bit. Audiences, retargeting, lookalike audiences, website custom audiences, all these great things. They allow us to really go even deeper with Facebook ads. And scalability. This is super important, right? It's great to start. It's great for testing. It's a low budget platform. You could do it on your own, but you could also scale this up. right? You could spend 6-7 figures a month just on ads, and of course you'd only do that if it's profitable. Scaling is really the best part of the business. Scaling means you already have something that works. Now you want to do more of it. So if your Facebook ads work and you have, let's say, an audience of 25 million people, then you could scale through that entire audience, reach tons of customers, and do that all through the same Facebook ad. So not only is it great for testing, really great for scaling as well. Now, let's take a look at a real-life example of a nice Facebook ad. You're looking at the Facebook ad library, and this is a 100% free tool provided by Facebook that allows you to look through and search through any live ad that's on Facebook right now. And I always love showing these guys Meowingtons. This is a Shopify dropshipping store, and these are some of their ads that are actually live right now. So of course, this is a great place to do competitor research, but I want you to pay attention to a couple things. First of all, you'll notice that every ad looks just like a normal status update, right? It will have ad copy, like the actual content, and then the ad creative, which is typically a video or a photo, right? And just like any other status update, if you were to post a photo from your vacation, right, you might have a caption and a photo. So these all look like typical Facebook posts, except it says sponsored up here in really small font. Now you'll notice that every ad comes from a fan page. Okay, so you have to have a fan page for your business. You should already have that. You should have Instagram as well. And what we could take a look at is where are they running the ad. So on top, it says they're running it on Facebook and Messenger. In this case, they're running this one on Facebook, Instagram, Audience Network, Messenger, same thing over here. So they have different ads running on different platforms. But when you take a look at what this ad is, it's pretty much simplistic, right? You're going to have the ad copy and you're going to have the ad image. And you'll notice a couple more here. I thought this one was super interesting. See, this is a dropship product. I'll show you it on AliExpress right now. Right here is that this exact product, or very close to it at least, over here on Meowingtons. Again, they're a big Shopify dropshipping store. But in all these cases, they're using a big square image. They have a call to action for their link, which is always important. At the typically at the end of your ad copy, you're going to have a call to action to get people to click. But this is not something that is overly technical. This is not something where you need to have world-class design skills. We're really just advertising our products to the customers, and the real important part is setting up the right targeting. Here's another cool example. This one is in the dog space, and of course, it doesn't have to be anything related to animals, just showing these as examples. This is called iHeartDogs.com, another Shopify store. And you can take a look over here. Again, very similar type of ads. Again, mostly image-based, big square images. Fills up the space pretty well. Here is a blanket. This is probably a dropship type item over here for a wool blanket. Or it might even be print on demand, but this looks like a dropship item. And you can go through here. Here's ugly Christmas sweaters and all these different posts in terms of what they're doing, custom ornaments, just because it happens to be that time of year right now for the holidays. But you can put in any brand you want over here, and you can see all their ads that are running. You see where they're running them. You see all that good stuff. So really, not only is it great to learn and see kind of what an ad looks like, it's also great to kind of spy on your competitors and see what they're doing and making sure that you're not missing anything. And just think about it in either of these examples, right? And really in any store you could think of. The whole idea here is that they're just getting their products and they're putting their products in front of the right customers by doing that specific targeting, right? They're obviously, in this case, going to target dog lovers, right? In this case, they're going to target cat lovers. But the idea is they're going to match their product to the right customer. And that's just marketing 101, where you have a product, you need to find the customer, and this is how they do it. And this is the power of Facebook ads. And by the way, it's the most important skill an entrepreneur can have today. If you can run traffic with Facebook ads and Instagram ads, if you can get people to your site or to your store efficiently, you could do any type of business online. There's no doubt about that. It's the most important skill, and Facebook ads is by far the most important ad marketplace that's out there right now. And it's really just a simple 4-step process. I'm going to go over all these over the shoulder right after this. But 4 simple steps. Step 1, open a completely free business manager account at business.facebook.com. We'll do that in a second. This is just going to allow us to get into the Facebook Ads Manager. It's where we're going to be able to actually run our ads, create our audiences, do all that great stuff. Step 2, set up your Facebook pixel, and you're going to add that to your Shopify store or to your ClickFunnels funnel or to your website, wherever you're driving traffic. we want to install the Facebook pixel. I'll show you that as we go over the shoulder. Step 3, you're going to research potential targeting options to make sure you're only showing your ads to perfect customers. Okay, going back to that dog example, we're going to look at all the different targeting options that we have for dog lovers. Sure, we could just type in dogs, but there's also a lot of different ways to go even further. Right? How about things like dog food brands or popular dog influencers or TV shows about dogs? Right? A lot of different targeting options, and that's what really makes Facebook so robust. Step 4, we're going to run website conversion ads. Okay, we're going to use campaign budget optimization. That might sound like foreign language to you right now, but I'm going to show you over the shoulder exactly what that means. We're going to run these website conversion ads, and we're going to test different audiences over a few days. And then we're not just going to pat ourselves on the back and say we're done. We're going to wait for the ads to run. We're going to read the data, and then we're going to make data-driven decisions. We're not just going to guess. We're going to say, okay, this is exactly what the data tells us to do next, and then we'll do that. So four simple steps for successful Facebook ads. So going back to the agenda, now you know why we're using Facebook ads. Let's knock off numbers 2 and 3 here. I'm going to show you a step-by-step Facebook ad account setup. We're going to sign up at Business Manager. We'll go right into Ads Manager. From there, I'll show you that. And then we'll go right into the Facebook pixel, talk about how important that is. It's really just a couple of different clicks that you'll need to do to turn that on. So let's go over the shoulder first. And we're going to sign up for a Facebook Business Manager account. Okay, if you don't have one already, just check out business.facebook.com. It's 100% free from Facebook. Basically just creating a separate account inside of Business Manager to allow you to kind of keep things separate from your personal profile. Now I'm over here at business.facebook.com, and I'm already logged into my Facebook account. And you could read through here in terms of what you're gonna get access to. But basically, this is just gonna set you up with an ads account. So on the top right, you'll either need to log in to your Facebook account or create a Facebook account if you don't have one. Once you're logged into your Facebook account, you'll be able to go ahead and click Create Account. From there, just simply fill out all the fields over here until you can click Next into your account. If you don't already have one, now's the time to create a Facebook fan page. You just simply put in your brand name here, and you can come over here and put in website. And it doesn't really matter much. Then you could just kind of give just a little description. And then we can go and create the page. You're going to need a page, of course, to run ads. And now you can finally get into your Business Manager. And there's a lot of different things you can kind of just click through and learn about, but I want you to come over here to Ads. And we're always going to come to the Ads Manager. So it says Show More Detail in Ads Manager. We'll click into that. And this will bring us into our Facebook Ads Manager. This is our advertising dashboard. This is our Facebook ads home base. Once we start launching campaigns, of course, we could literally launch them directly on this page, or eventually we'll start seeing them listed here once we do launch. And we'll come back to this in a little bit because I'm going to want to launch an ad so you can see the step-by-step. But I want to show you the Facebook pixel first. So we'll come up here to Business Tools, and we want to come all the way over here to Events Manager. And that's going to load a new page where we talk about data sources. And we're going to come and click this Connect a Data Source button. And, if you had your own mobile app, you would use this section. But, of course, we have a website or a store, most likely a Shopify store or a ClickFunnels page, right? And we want to track the events. We want to track everything, right? We want to track who clicks. We want to track who buys, who adds to cart, how many pages do they view, how much money do they spend, right? All that incredible information, all the power of the Facebook pixel is going to happen through this connection, right? And the pixel is incredibly important. It's what makes website conversion ads so powerful. Why? Because it goes out there and looks for people that are most likely to perform that action. And the action is website conversion, right? More specifically, it's website conversion with the event being a purchase. And it uses this pixel, it uses all the data inside this pixel to make that happen. So we're going to come over, right? We can ignore this conversions API. We come to the Facebook pixel section over here, and we're going to click Connect. Now we just need to give it a name, right? Very easy. You can name it anything you want. I'll just name it Example. And we could put in our website here. Depends on really what you have set up. If you just have one store, one URL, you can put your website in over here. If not, it doesn't really matter. You can kind of, there are options to really build audiences for multiple domains as well, so it doesn't really matter much. I'm just going to go and continue on here. And now we have a pixel created. Right now, the next step here, we've created it, but we need to integrate it. And this is going to depend on what platform you have. right? If you are on, let's say, Shopify, there is a very specific section. I'll show you over here. We come over here, here's online store, and we go to preferences. And then at the bottom of preferences, we have Facebook pixel. And we can literally just press set up Facebook. It's going to walk us through the process of making the connection between Shopify and Facebook. Right? And again, the pixel is incredibly important. We want to track every action on our website as possible, right? At least everything that Facebook can track. And we need to have the pixel properly installed for that to happen. Okay, so you could use a partner integration. You see Shopify is listed as one. If you're doing ClickFunnels and you need to actually grab the code and copy and paste it, you can go ahead and just literally come right here, copy the code, and this is going to give you the base code to copy and paste into your ClickFunnels. That code goes directly up here, settings, tracking code, and you just simply paste in the code and come out and save it. So really depends on what platform you're using. You could use the advanced kind of matching as well. But typically what you need to do is integrate it once with either Shopify or once with your ClickFunnels. And then we'll be able to really start getting everything. We can come back here, of course, if you have multiple, like let's say you have a ClickFunnels and a Shopify site, you want to install the pixel on both. Right? Because that just means it's going to be able to track in both places. And you can install the pixel in multiple places, meaning if you have multiple websites, you can install the pixel, the same pixel, across those websites. But once you have it connected, of course, there's no activity yet because we just connected it. But once we start getting activity, you'll start seeing everything in here. Not much that you're going to do in here. Eventually, we'll be able to go ahead and create custom audiences. I'll talk about those in a little bit. But we have our ads account now. We have our pixel set up, so we can move on. Next on the list, we're going to actually create a brand new Facebook ad for an e-commerce store. We're going to use a sample product, a sample store, and we'll go step by step. I'll show you exactly how we're going to set it up and what things we need to configure there. But in terms of the actual ad, right, in terms of, let's say, a perfect Facebook ad, there's a couple different things that we want to consider. Number one, we just need to think as a marketer, right? Marketing 101, you have a product to sell, you need to match it up with the perfect customer. And Facebook's huge amount of data, all the targeting that's out there, makes this very easy for us. So what we need to do is set the targeting, and I'll show you this, set the targeting to be your quote-unquote perfect customer. And you're going to see there's lots of different options for doing the targeting. And then you just simply need to showcase your product. Okay, you have a great photo, or even better, a great video. It's always going to be one ad to one product. We'll be advertising specific products at a time. And we just want to keep this simple, right? The goal is to consistently launch new products in our store. And this becomes very, very easy, especially if you're using a business model like print on demand or drop shipping, which I'm constantly teaching to my students. Very low risk to test products. All you need to do is just run ads and understand if the ads are working or not. And keeping in mind that we're always having one product per ad, right? In terms of setup, I'll show you this in a couple seconds when we go over the shoulder, but it's going to be website conversion. That's going to be the ad type. And when you combine that with the Facebook pixel, right, all the data that the pixel captures, you have a very, very, very powerful setup. And that's just how Facebook ads work. So some of the keys to a successful ad, right? Product, obviously. You want to showcase one intriguing product per ad. We're not going to showcase the entire catalog or 10 different products. We're going to showcase one product per ad. Customer, this is the most important thing, right? We need to find the targeting and test the targeting that we think best matches a quote-unquote perfect customer, right? So we always want to find the most ideal customer, and we know that they exist on Facebook and Instagram because of just the size of audience and the number of users that those networks have. Really love this point. Budgets, we don't need to start high. In fact, we're going to start low. There's no minimums, there's no contracts, so we're only going to scale or aka spend more on our ads when we know things are working. Optimization, we're always going for website conversion and the specific event. We're always going to go for purchase. I know a lot of people have different thoughts about this. I've always had success running website conversion ads, targeting or going after the event for purchase, and you'll see that when we go over the shoulder. Auto bidding, don't really need to worry about this until you're scaling deeply. Placements, we're just going to keep them all on. That includes Instagram. Okay, we're going to make sure that we're launching our ads on Facebook and Instagram, and you'll see how that all works at the same time inside of the Facebook Ads Manager. And then the budget type, we're going to do campaign budget optimization, otherwise known as CBO. This is just something that I believe everyone should be using. And then the ad creative, right? Pretty simple. We need some copy with a call to action, and then we need a great video or picture. So if you could nail all of these are the different factors that make up a successful ad. If you nail all these, you can make a lot of money with Facebook ads in e-commerce. So let's go over the shoulder. We'll create a new Facebook ad, and you'll see all the different things that you need to configure and set up. So let's bring the ad screen over now. First, let me show you the sample store that we're going to be using for this ad. And I actually built this step by step in another YouTube video. So take a look at my channel. You can see me actually build this store in just about 45 minutes. But anyway, we have this cat store called Classy Feline, and we have this cat bed that we want to advertise. And obviously, Marketing 101 tells us to match up our product with the perfect customer. So we need to go and find on Facebook, or specifically run a Facebook ad that is going to target cat lovers, cat owners, people that buy cat-related products, because those groups would make up our definition, at least in this case, of the perfect customer. Okay, so now we're in Create New Campaign, and you can get to this pop-up a couple different ways. You could either press the big green Create button. You could actually create an ad directly from the settings on your Facebook page. It doesn't matter. It's all going to bring you to the same place, which is going to be the Campaign Creation tool. And you see that these are all the different types of, or different objectives for your ad campaign. And remember, we're going to do one product per campaign. So we're going to be advertising one product. I showed you the sample product on that cat store. And now we're going to come over here and we're going to focus on conversions, okay? And you could hover over the little eye. It says, show your ads to people most likely to take valuable actions, like making a purchase on your website. Okay, obviously that is what we want to do for e-commerce. All of our ads when we get started are going to be conversion ads. Okay, we're always going to do website conversion. We're always going to use the purchase objective. Okay, and there are definitely some odd cases where we'll do other things, potentially in retargeting, potentially in terms of reviews. But, you know, our typical campaigns, our revenue generating campaigns, our product testing campaigns, our scaling campaigns, website conversion. Okay, very important. Okay, you could name your campaign if you want. Typically a good idea to do that just for keeping things organized. Now we come into the three-part campaign generator. Okay, this is the new campaign page, but you need to take note of the different levels or the three parts of a campaign. Okay, and they go in a little hierarchy. On the top, it's a campaign. Okay, we just created the campaign. A campaign has an objective. Our objective, conversions. Okay, inside of a campaign, we have ad sets. Okay, ad sets have a lot of different options. We'll walk through all these. But most importantly, it's going to be budget and targeting. Inside of ad sets, there are ads. You could only have one ad. That's totally fine. And in the ad section is the actual post, right? The image or video and the ad copy tied to your fan page. And we're going to create that. In fact, we'll go through all these different setups in this example here. But this will be the kind of hierarchy or the organization of all of your campaigns. So you could think of it as each campaign being one product, each product having ad sets, and you could have multiple in there if you're doing different targeting options. And then each ad set will have at least one ad. Right, so this is going to be your typical setup. So just jumping right into it, let's go through what we need to do on the campaign. Okay, we could name it if we want, doesn't matter. Right, we just do that for organization purposes. Take a look at these options over here, really nothing that we need to be worried about here. We're going to just go with conversions. We'll have our budget set in a different place. A/B testing is cool, but we don't need to worry about that right now. We're just getting our campaigns set up. But we definitely want to turn on campaign budget optimization, otherwise known as CBO. Campaign budget optimization, I could give a whole hour talk on that. The short of it is basically Facebook knows more than you. Facebook is smarter than you. And if you give Facebook different options in terms of targeting, if you give them different ad sets, they will distribute the budget to where they think the best quote-unquote opportunities exist. So maybe it exists in ad set 1, maybe it exists in ad set 2, maybe in ad set 10 if you have 10 different ones. You let Facebook decide. You give a campaign budget overall, and then Facebook will basically divvy it up into the different ad sets, not evenly, but based on where the best buyers would be. So really like campaign budget optimization. It's always a great thing to go with. You can go with anywhere between $5 and $20 a day to get started. You could even go higher if you wanted, but I think a great thing about Facebook is that you could start really low. And if you have multiple ad sets in here, you could have a little bit higher of a budget. If you have only a couple ad sets in here, you could have a little bit lower of a budget. Again, it's giving Facebook the ability to say, hey, we're going to optimize where we're going to spend your budget across the entire campaign. It's not just going to be even. It's not just going to be, you know, $10 on ad set 1 and $10 on ad set 2. It might be $19 on ad set 1 and $1 on ad set 2. But you let Facebook decide that because, again, they are smarter than you. They're using algorithms. They have all the data that you just don't see. Let them figure out where to spend the money. They'll still respect the overall daily budget. It just might get split up into different sections. And, you know, we'll talk about that as we go through the ad set. But really nothing more that we need to do on the campaign level. So we'll click next. Now we're going to be brought to the ad set. Good idea to organize this. So when we look inside of a campaign and there are multiple ad sets, we could take a look and, you know, be descriptive about them. This is obviously just an example, but you could be more descriptive so you understand what's going on. Conversion event, this is super important when we talk about doing website conversion with the purchase event or the purchase objective. We're going to select purchase over here under conversion event. Everything is red right now because we have a brand new account here. But once you start having action on here, it will turn green. Don't worry about it if it's red, it's totally okay to continue. So we go with purchase. We're going to scroll down over here. We could set a scheduled start date if we want. We could schedule the entire campaign. I'm just going to let it start right now. Now we come to the targeting. Okay, and this is obviously where you're going to make your money with Facebook ads. This is where we need to go out and, again, go back to Marketing 101. We need to match our product with the right customer. So you see all the different options that we have here. First of all, we could use custom audiences, which would be things like retargeting audiences and lookalike audiences. We'll talk a little bit about that later. We could exclude audiences, which means we could remove people from being shown this ad. We can change locations, right? We could add different countries. We could remove United States, only do Canada. We could do United States, Canada, Mexico. We could do anything that we want. Change the age, change the gender. Right, but we're going to come over here and we're going to focus on detailed targeting. And I personally uncheck this box because I want to have full control over what's in the audience. And this is where you're going to be putting in your interests. And our product is it's a cat bed. So, you know, in the most broad sense, just typing in the word cats and you see all these different options over here. But in the most broad sense, we could go after people that like cats. In the United States, there's 74 million people. Okay, so this is, you know, and this is basically called broad targeting. Now, your ad will only be shown to people that are 18 to 65 that live in the United States that like cats. Right, and if this is your first time seeing Facebook ads, that's, you know, pretty powerful in itself. Right, we're going to be able to really kind of niche down, and we started with about 2 billion people on Facebook. Now we're down to 74 million in the United States that like cats. Now, this is just obviously just scratching the surface in terms of targeting. There are so many other options. We can come and take a look at suggestions here. And not every suggestion is relevant, right? If we have a cat store, dogs is not relevant to us. But the TV show Must Love Cats, that's definitely relevant. Right? The interest of cat lady, that's very relevant. Different breeds of cats is very relevant. Right? So all we need to do is really just take a look. Facebook does a really good job of giving suggestions down here. And, you know, we could talk for hours upon different targeting strategies. Single interest, stacked interest, intersected interest, every single interest at once, only big interest, only small interest, blah, blah, blah. No one has the correct answer, right? I have my own strategies. I teach in my bootcamp program. That doesn't mean that they're the only strategies that work. And in my opinion, the best thing that you could do is test out different strategies and try to make up your own strategy that kind of meets your needs and works for your niche. Some people will say this is all you need, just broad, right? Let Facebook do the rest of the work. Other people will say you want very specific audiences, right? Test everything. But the big thing here is detailed targeting is going to dictate that super specific audience that we talked about at the beginning of this video. We need to make sure that our audience has the potential to reach our quote unquote perfect customer. And of course, that's going to be different in every niche. So spend a lot of time here, do a lot of research, take a look at all the different things. This is another great tip. The more things you add into the list of interests, the better the suggestions get. Okay, you see litter box popped up a little bit higher. We're getting more cat related things. We're getting less dog related things. So the more you put in here, the better the suggestions. So that's a real big thing. Another thing worth noting, I think a lot of people come in here and they'll say, okay, I like a couple different fan pages. I'm just going to advertise to the people that like those fan pages. And that's how Facebook ads kind of started. They were really kind of most directly linked to fan pages, where you would pick a fan page and then you would advertise to the people that like that fan page. It doesn't really work that way anymore. You're really looking for kind of more defined interest like you see on the screen here. But either way, incredibly in-depth targeting options, incredibly powerful as well. Scrolling down here, we talked about placements, and I talked about going with all placements. So we typically go with automatic, but if you did want to just kind of pick and choose, let's say you just absolutely don't want to do Instagram, you could turn off Instagram over here. Audience Network, Messenger, these are basically other parts where Facebook can advertise. Obviously, this is Facebook Messenger. Audience Network is literally just articles that you might see on, thousands of other websites where Facebook integrates their ads on. So you could see your ads on different websites. I often see that. And these are all the individual different placements in here. You could, like I said, pick and choose if you want. But the easiest thing to do, just make Facebook happy. Let them do the automatic placements. Again, they're smarter than you. They're going to be able to figure out what to do. Cost control is a nice advanced scaling tactic. We're not going to cover that here. Something you could look into once you're, consistently making a lot of sales. And over here again, we're not going to really be touching anything on these. Just leave them as default. Next, we're going to come into the ad screen here. And again, this is step 1, step 2, step 3. Could name our ad again. And by the way, you could use the same ad across all different ad sets as well. A lot of people will do that. So the process here is basically to create a post and use it as an ad. Okay, and we need to make sure our Instagram account is selected. We could either connect our existing account, or because Facebook and Instagram are connected, we could just use our fan page over here on Instagram, which is a good quick strategy. Now we're going to come over here. A lot of times it's easiest to use an existing post, which means if let's say you actually have some content on your fan page already that you want to turn into an ad, or you simply post your ad image and ad copy as a status update, you could select it. But what we're going to do is just create an ad right now. We're going to do a single image or video, and we're going to come down here and we're going to simply just run through these different options. Okay, add media, we're going to add an image. Okay, I've already added it before. It's going to be this, and it's going to give you a little preview. Should be about a square image. That typically works the best. Facebook can do a lot with a square image and really hit all the different placements. So you see we have our product image, right? And literally the exact same product image that I showed you on the website, right? We just used that, made sure it was a square. It actually already was. So it's very easy for us to do it. And now the cool part is this is live, right? So I'm just typing in anything, just typing in anything at all, just to see. And you'll see where the section is, right? And it says headline. And we come over here and we have a headline and a description as well. What we need to do is, and I'll come back and clean that up. What we need to do is go to website URL. And this is going to be where we actually send, you see there's a button here, where we actually send the customer. So I'm just going to paste in that link. Okay, we'll scroll down a little bit more. Call to action button. We have different options here. Obviously, we're going shop now for a store. Okay, we'll clean up this. I'll just pause this and clean it up. Okay, so I just put in some sample content here. Does your cat love sleeping? You need to get this ultra classy cat bed. Click here. That's the call to action. We got the link. Got a title here. We have a description which only shows in some placements. So don't be worried if you're not seeing it over here. Oftentimes it's mostly just desktop when you'll see that. We have our call to action. We have our link, right? We have our pixel down here. It's already checked because we're using a website conversion ad. We have to select the pixel at the beginning. Don't worry about this message, even if you see it. As long as you integrated your pixel, it just takes a little bit of time and action for it to turn green over here. But red is still fine as long as you set it up. And we're literally ready to go, right? This is going to be our exact ad. And we could take a look at other variations. That's what it's going to look like on Instagram. Here's what it's going to look like on Facebook Marketplace. Here's what it's going to look at on video feeds. All these different types of ads. Here's Facebook feed, right? So, and it could also be shown in stories. So this is why you give them the ability to just set all placements. But what we're going to do is publish this ad in a second. And it's really just in review, our campaign setup, pretty much nothing that we need to do there except pick the objective. Our ad set, where we set the budget, where we set the targeting, and the budget was previously set in the first part. Set the targeting and the placements. and the ad section where we literally just create the ad. So pretty straightforward here. You know, the main thing you're going to play around with would be targeting. Right? You could, of course, also play around with the ad copy and the ad images. You could do split tests and see which images get the most clicks, what ad copy gets the most clicks. But, you know, just telling you how, you know, really how it is. It's going to be about the targeting, right? How you target your customers, how you define your perfect customer, and then what you do to reach them. That's how you're going to make all the money. So we'll publish this ad, and then we'll talk about creating more ad sets. So remember, we're doing campaign budget optimization, CBO. So what we need to do is actually come in here and create some new ad sets. And everyone does this strategy. So Facebook has made it pretty easy. They just have a duplicate button. And you can create as many duplications as you want. Right? You're going to put it inside the original campaign. And let's say you had lots of different targeting options to test. You could, you know, increase the number of copies here and create a lot of different tests. We're just going to do 2 different tests. So 2 different ad sets. And we're going to click show existing reactions, comments, and shares on new ads, meaning we get to use the same post. So if the post starts getting a lot of likes and comments, that will be shown across all these different ad sets. So we're going to duplicate, and you're going to see what happens. Literally going to say ad set 1 copy. Okay, and we just created a secondary copy of the first one. Here's the one that we just created. I'll show you the targeting, right? We had some random stuff in here for targeting, remember. Right, now here's the copy that we made. Everything is going to remain the same. The ad will look the same, right? It's going to go to the same product, of course. The only thing we're changing is the targeting. So we can come down here and we say, okay, I want to, instead of doing these random ones, I want to do a, let's see what they got here. Let's do Cat Fancy, the magazine. Say, okay, people that like the magazine called Cat Fancy, they probably like cats. And before we had a 74 million person audience, this is super, super small. This is 250,000, right? Is this okay to use? Yes. Why? Because you're going to test everything. All right, you want to test, you want to figure out what's going to be the targeting strategy that works best for you. All right, so this is just, this would be an example of just single interest before we had stacked interests. You know, I personally like doing grouped interests where the interests are pretty similar. Again, a lot of different ways to figure it out, a lot of different tests that you want to do. But now we have a campaign budget optimization campaign over here, spending $20 a day between these 2 ad sets. Okay, between these 2 ad sets, they're in the same campaign. Okay, in fact, the only difference between this ad set and this one is the targeting. Everything else is exactly the same. But like I said, the way you're going to make your money in this business is by figuring out exactly where your customers are, what interests, what interest groups do your customers exist, and you'll find that out simply by testing. So now you have your CBO campaign up and running. We're back at the agenda, and we're all the way down at number 5 now. What to do after you run your ads. So we have a Facebook ad running. We've set it up properly. What happens next? That's what I'm going to talk about here. And we need to understand, first of all, I'll go to the bottom of this this last bullet point. If you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. Right? You need to be on top of your numbers, and that means understanding what's working inside of Facebook ads. And you'll need to familiarize yourself with Ads Manager. And this is where you're going to be running your ads. This is where you're going to be monitoring everything. Of course, there's the big Create Ads button that loads the new ad creation tool. Right? You'll be using that a lot, but you're not always going to be creating ads. Right? There are different sections over here that will allow you to pull reports. For example, these columns. There are columns over here that allows you to show different sets of data like clicks and performance and conversions. There's the date range. You know, you can of course change the date if you want to look back 24 hours, or if you want to look back a week, or if you want to look back a month. And then you're going to, of course, have your campaigns, your ad sets, your ads. These are going to be where all of your campaigns and your actual ads are held in this kind of order, where you'll have a campaign, you'll have ad sets inside of the campaign, and then you'll have ads inside of the ad sets. And you saw as we walked through creating an ad, the different portions and the different steps in the ad creation tool. There's also the pixel and audience section. Of course, we went over there to install the pixel, but we could also go to the audience section to do retargeting ads and to build lookalike audiences, which are super important. But again, Ads Manager is all about allowing you to see the data, right? And that's just so important. And we can have a 5-hour class just on how to read the data, what does the data mean, level 1 decision, level 2 decision, et cetera, et cetera. Just keep these key stats in mind. And these are the most important stats when it comes to Facebook ads. And this doesn't really matter what business you're in. If you are e-commerce, or if you are service, or if you're digital, or if you're just trying to get foot traffic to your brick and mortar store, it really doesn't matter. You always want to check these kind of stats because they tell a huge story about what's going on. So the most important ones to check: click-through rate, CTR, on any links that you have there. Cost per click for any links, right? And there's CTR all and there's CTR link. We want to be looking at CTR link. There's CPC link and CPC all. We always want to be looking at CPC link. Okay, CPM means cost per 1,000 impressions. This is how we pay Facebook. So we want to see the lower number here, the better. Conversions, and typically this means purchases, right? Obviously, how many purchases or how many sales you have is probably the most important thing that you're going to be looking at. How much you've spent, your ROAS, your return on ad spend, right? How profitable are you? If you're not profitable, you shouldn't be running the ad, right? So you need to understand these numbers. You need to access them. You're going to be able to access all of them inside of Ads Manager, and you just play around with the columns. You can even customize your columns to always have these core metrics very visible to you at all times. Now, I want to talk a little bit about taking ownership of your audiences, and this is really all about custom audiences, lookalike audiences, but you want to take ownership of as much of the data as possible. So interest and targeting and demographics, those are great. That's how everyone will get started. You'll never abandon those, but over time you'll find that custom audiences will work even better than interest-based audiences. So what are custom audiences? Well, basically they are retargeting audiences for the most part. And in the simplest form, a custom audience could be a group of people who have visited your website but didn't purchase, right? And of course, those are the exact candidates for who would get a retargeting ad. So you do your retargeting ads through there. You could also build lookalike audiences, which are really cool. Basically, it takes the information in your pixel and says, okay, let's find people that are similar to these people. And you could even get more specific. You could say, okay, I want to build a lookalike audience off of people who have purchased, right? If I have 1,000 people who have purchased my product and I'm in a huge niche, you could use Facebook lookalike audiences to go build an audience of people similar to those that already purchased. So you have everything you need to run good Facebook ads. And I always say, money loves speed. Don't just congratulate yourself for watching this video. Go out there and actually do something about it. Run some Facebook ads, build your store, get some great products, find those perfect customers, and you can make a lot of money in this business. If you want to work directly with me, if you need my help, if you want me to take a look at your product or your stores or your ads or anything like that, then you need to check out my 2021 eCommerce Mentor program. And there's no program out there that's like this. It's broken down into two different parts. Number one, we have the mentoring and the coaching. You literally get direct access to me as your e-commerce mentor. You're going to get access to my private group. I'm in there all day long, and literally all I'm doing is answering questions, providing support, providing motivation for my mentor program students. And literally you have full reign. Ask me anything you want. It's not an assistant. It's not a VA. It's not a partner or anything like that. It's literally me in there critiquing your store, your products, answering all of your questions. And that goes in conjunction with the other part, all of the training videos. So you're going to get an entire training video, or I'm sorry, an entire training course on Facebook ads. There's over 45 videos just on Facebook ads. Then we have an entire course on Shopify, an entire course on print on demand, an entire course on drop shipping, an entire course on ClickFunnels, and there's so much more. There's Wall Canvas, there's all these other products, Google ads, YouTube ads, unbelievable amounts of training, Messenger bot ads, all these different types of training, and in conjunction, like I said, that direct access to me, so you have that support. You have someone to go ahead and ask those questions, have someone to look at your store while you're learning the different strategies that we teach. And there's just so much content in there. I know you're going to absolutely love it. You can take a look at the link. It's camp.justincener.com, camp.justincener.com. And there's over 600 student success stories that have come for this program. I've been doing this for a few years at this point. I really know the best ways to teach students. So I know you're going to absolutely love it. Again, take a look at the link, camp.justincener.com. You could find it below this video. And I hope to see you on the inside.